Pretty sure there should be a guy right above me. However, I don't really feel like moving from this location, because there's kind of a bunch of enemies that will spawn right here, including and not limited to pumpkin heads. There's also that bomber dude who kind of flew back into the air. That was very entertaining. Oh, another guy. I get to see it happen again. That should be, yeah, hello there. How are you doing? So nice to see you. Now please piss off, because I would like to beat this level mostly undead. Because if I were undead, then that would be better as opposed to the alternative. Playing the level dead as a ghost is currently not in the game, unless you go into the console and you type please ghost, and that will make you go on no clip mode, and that's pretty entertaining, but we're not really cheating, are we? Fly mode, I should mention, this game is extremely drunk and awkward to work with, so we're just going to go ahead and turn that off now. That was just something I wanted to show. And I can flip right back onto my feet. That's very nice. And that's another good thing about this game, is that if you do use cheats, then I don't think that actually... Well, maybe it does affect your score if you use the cheats all the time, but not necessarily if you turn them off, per se. At the same time, I really don't care. Also, there's this phone booth right here. This is what I was talking about earlier.
Who the hell's that? It's me, Sam. Sam who? Serious Sam. Yeah, right. Hey, now I get it. Sam, I am.
And yeah, if you remember that conversation he had with himself in the Serpent Yards, then that's basically what we were referring to. And that was the first secret I was talking about in the secret courtyard. The other is beyond this wall. However, there are definitely a lot of clear skeletons in this area. And this area is much considerably easier in Serious Sam HD because the minigun wastes a lot less ammunition at the time. And thus, of course, that allows you to remain with plenty of bullets in reserve. Unfortunately, such is not the case right now, and I'm going to have to resort to spamming rockets over and over again until all these bastards die, including that one that somehow managed to avoid the missile that I just shot, and of course it hit me right in the face. It would probably help if you actually destroyed this tree first, so that way you'd at least not hit the tree's ridiculously wide hitbox. You might want to consider doing that in the future, unlike me. Unlike me. Secret items have been found. And, oh, hi. Yeah, you've been sitting here the entire time. Yeah, that was the sacred courtyard, and that was pretty rad. So now we can move on with the level, and see what's what. Some armor right here. Not secret armor, but it's armor that's worth picking up if you'd lost a bit, like I did, because I shot a rocket directly at my face. Which is a pretty bold move in my opinion. Not a smart move, but you have to admit, it was pretty bold. Now there are some, I believe, a couple of ammunition packs around here and some health pickups, but nothing too special, so I think we can move on from here. I'm actually gonna quick save right now. Yeah, this looks safe. Okay, so if you pick up that arm, actually if you just basically walk on the platform, that lowers, and thus of course you'll be subjected to a bunch of nasty enemies in there, and that also includes kamikazes. And oh snap, that was close. However, I'm going to be just firing rockets into the arena, just that way I can at least live a little bit longer. And that's a pretty good tactic if you want to stay alive. Now, if you walk over here, first of all, it actually spawns a couple Nars, but I'm using a flamethrower because it actually spawns that pumpkin head at the end. So that's why I didn't really want to use the chainsaw. Which would have been fun. It would have been a nice alternative to chainsaw those people to death, but I don't really have the opportunity right now. You just sort of steadily walk towards me. I wasn't really expecting you to be there because I want to take care of this dude first, who unfortunately also managed to hit me. Ow. No! No, 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 no. No, I say. You are rude. No. In Serious Sam HD, there is another secret where there's actually a hole in the wall over there. I'm actually going to fire a rocket to where I generally remember where it is. And that small hole up there contains a 200 armor pickup. And in Serious Sam HD, basically what happens here is that there is a rotating fan down there that sort of whirls around in a circular pattern. And you have to time your jump so that way you hit it while it's directly in front of you. And if you bounce off it correctly, then you can land in the hole. Then you can jump onto this rotating platform, and that in turn will allow you to escape with that 200 armor. So interesting note right there. This part really isn't that difficult, to be honest. It's just kind of jumping on that rotating platform and then you'll survive. And this is the door that I was referring to earlier, which is locked on the other side. So if we go please ghost again, yeah, you can see this is actually just the door from the other side, which we were at earlier. So interesting note right there, and I'm gonna turn that off. Making good use of no-clip right here, if you ask me, because I'm not really using it to legitimately cheat, just to show off a thing or two. Hi? Hello? Yes, you're getting the knife. Because I need to use the knife and the chainsaw more often. I mean, the chainsaw I give plenty of fair time to, but the knife? I don't know. I like to give the knife a chance too, because it's a pretty good weapon in my opinion. Unfortunately, I failed to kill that kamikaze properly because I kind of forgot if he actually did exist at the beginning of this horde of Nars. So I apologize for my blunder. There should be a couple of headless people around here. Not you two. You do not deserve the Tommy gun. After a slightly rude but necessary interruption, I am back. So we can continue on with the level, and actually have to finish it pretty quickly now because I'm running out of time, to be perfectly honest. And there's a bunch of Nar right here! Another thing in Serious Sam HD is that the way the enemies work is that you can stand on a lot of them, and they actually kind of get confused after that. Like, you can actually stand on the headless kamikazes, and they will never blow up, and that's pretty entertaining. The same works for Nars, like, they have their sort of punching, their melee animations where they try to punch you, and while they do make the sounds of actually hitting you, you usually don't take much damage if you can just avoid it around the last second. So if you keep jumping on those enemies, then they're pretty much never going to hit you. That's really good if you're fighting against gigantic hordes of Nar. So, pretty good strat right there, if you want to get technical about things. But then again, I keep talking about Serious Sam HD even though we're playing Serious Sam Classic, and I do apologize for that, but it feels necessary to mention, so yeah, I feel obligated to be perfectly honest. And oh look, how nice. Could always use more armor in my opinion. And this is where we left off previously, so now we can exit this area after picking up that extra Tommy gun. I'm not really sure why that was placed there. Maybe they, for some reason, assumed that you would forget about the Tommy gun entirely. Which I don't really see why, but then again, it is plausible, so. Approaching courtyards. Great! We found our way to the sacred courtyards of Gilgamesh. I'll grab my stuff. This is the part of the city which is, guess what, full of temples dedicated to our friend the Gilgi. Only sacred people and high priests lived here and performed their daily rituals and other stuff that sacred people usually do. But enough about history. We don't have enough time for chit-chat. Let's enter the courtyards of Gilgamesh. And I agree, because as much fun as it would be to discuss Mr. Gilgi, I really have to kind of hurry and end this episode off because I have to look out. I have to listen to something. I have to listen for a timer, which happens to be for muffins, and muffins are very important. Muffins are like the things you say. You say the word muffins whenever you get in a really bad situation. You go, muffins, 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 sort of like kittens, kittens, kittens. It's much better than swearing, if you ask me. Burn! Everything burn! And unfortunately, I could not take care of that reptoid right there, so he's kind of getting a lot of cheap shots off of me. Alright, seriously, I don't remember it being up there. For some reason, I don't remember that dude being all the way up there. Maybe that's not in Serious Sam HD. Or maybe it's because I was playing Serious Mode the last time I played this level. But I digress. So there is actually a hidden switch back here. It's not really that hidden, but you hit it and you open up a secret ammo depot. Yes, you open up and you turn into a tree temporarily. That's like one of Sam's new powers in this game, is you turn into a tree. Which would be kind of neat if you ask me. But this is the secret ammo depot over here, which is normally not openable, but has since become openable. And is ours to freely raid. However, that unfortunately also spawns some harpy ladies. I didn't expect you to be there. However, I'm smart enough to not make the same mistake again. Maybe I'll get crushed by the door partially, but hey, at least I didn't get hit by a harpy, so there is that. There is also this dude who really should consider a career change because he kind of didn't feel like attacking. He just kind of felt like standing there, eating up all those bullets. Yum yum. And there's also another secret right here. Lovely. And you also just get that lovely heart right there. I think around this corner there is actually a clear skeleton. So I am a little bit nervous. And there should also be, yeah, there's this guy right here. On the side of the map, or room, hallway. No! I'm running out of things to say! Oh no! We must complete the level before my vocabulary completely diminishes into absolutely nothing. And I will just be making random noises, hoping that I'll form words at some point. And once those gates close, you can shoot these clear skeletons through the wall.
Hey, where you going? Don't have a party without me.
Well spoken. So yeah, basically you can just do this. Alternatively, you can just wait for the skeletons to complete their little roundabout, and then eventually that'll be the end of it. You'll just have to fight them as they enter the room, but otherwise you could just get some cheap shots off of here using the minigun, which I'll gladly take advantage of. And once you defeat all of them, this gate will open. Now, interestingly enough, I never noticed this room until the last time I played this level in Serious Sam HD, and even more interestingly, it's not a secret. And I'm not really sure why that is, because I have never noticed it whenever I played this level. And you'd think it would be a good secret, but no. It's not a secret at all. In fact, if I shoot a rocket at this wall, there's no extra hallway behind there either. No little ammunition depot, just... No. I don't get it. But that was the Elephant Atrium nonetheless, and apparently I did miss a secret. I don't know where that secret is, to be perfectly honest. It could be an actual secret. Maybe it is that extra room at the end of the level that just failed to trigger the secret. I have no idea. I don't really look into this level that often, but hey, that was the Elephant Atrium. I play this level a lot, I just don't look into it. And next up we have the Courtyards of Gilgamesh. King Gilgamesh was one of the most famous rulers of all the Babylonian Empire, maybe even the greatest one. Epic tales about his deeds and courage inspired many various artists down the ages, as well as the Persepolian architects, who built a whole complex of yards and temples in his honor. This is where we are now, the part of Persepolis also known as the Courtyards of Gilgamesh, obvious level title. The Temple of Gilgamesh should be somewhere around. Supposedly one must pass the temple to reach the Tower of Babel, our primary target. And just as Natrix has said, that's pretty much our next goal for the next part of the video. So the next time we play, we will traverse through the Courtyards of Gilgamesh. So thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day or evening, and I guess I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.